I'm back. It's Friday yet again. It's time for a shop update. I'm standing in the parts room. So let's get started here, guys. Kick back, get yourself in a comfy position, get your snack, your beverage with you, and let's start talking about the going-ons here in the shop this week. It's been a busy week. It's been a fun week. We've done a lot of stuff. I did a ton of stuff in this parts room. Now, if you want, go back to the previous video where I showed the parts room and do a little picture-in-picture thing, do a little side-by-side comparison. You're going to see that it looks a lot messier. Actually, it looks way worse than it was. But I've actually been doing a lot of organizing over here and throwing away of things, chucking them out, donating them to better causes than here. It's been a lot of work, and I've spent most of the week doing it, but there's a lot of benefits to it. One of the things that we're going for here is better organization, kind of decluttering, and we hope to take some of these parts, turn some of them into video content. Christian wants to do restoration videos here of him restoring heater box assemblies, headlight assemblies, carburetors, generators, alternators, all the ERs that you can restore. So we have that stuff here to make content with. Also, we're going to sell the stuff that remains off. So we're going to slowly start parting out this stuff. Hopefully faster than we take stuff in. We'll get rid of stuff. And with that, we can get some, free up some cash, free up some monetary things. We've got a lot of plans here for the shop, and those plans will, like most things in our society, take money to make them happen. And so, you know, this is a mess, but it's gonna be a lot nicer here, hopefully soon. We'll get that money. We'll free up some cash out of this, and free up some space. The cash is going to go to some updates and renovations here at the shop that we have planned. We got a couple of things we want to do in the office here, and we've got one of the big things is we want to fill in this pit back here. You can see that's about a 3-foot drop from that garage door there. We want to fill that in and get that as usable space for cars, because this is technically our metal shop, and we would like to have, well, spaces to do metal work. That's going to happen hopefully in the next 12 months. But until that time, we've got to sell off the stuff in the parts room. And then we'll clear out this pit and sell a bunch of stuff off that's in here. Not this. This goes to a car. It doesn't belong to us. It belongs to a customer. You'll see the car. Anyway, we're going to go through and we're going to clear out all of this pit eventually, and we're going to fill it in. And so in order to do that, it takes money. So our cash cow is over in that room, and we're going to sell off a bunch of stuff. I have a bunch of things that I've taken pictures of that I've pulled off the shelves over there that I'm going to start listing up for sale here soon. Hopefully get them sold off, and that'll start funding some of the updating things around the shop here. Maybe if you guys want, we can do some videos on those particular building update projects here. It's part of the business. It's part of the thing. Maybe you guys want to see that stuff. If you do want to see those kinds of videos, if you want to see building update videos and upgrade videos for the shop building here, just let us know in the comments, and we'll start making them when we start doing those updates and building stuff. Anyway, that's what I did for the shop, so to speak, this week. And but I also did work on a car. I worked on 2 cars. Not as much as I would like. Christian worked on the Jaguar over there, and we'll get there. We'll get there. Settle down. We'll get there. And we'll talk a little bit more about that. He did a lot of work on the Jaguar. It's looking phenomenal. We'll get there. Anyway, on to what I worked on predominantly. The Healey. This is Rachel. Rachel is an Austin Healey replica Sebring 5000. She's got a Chevrolet 305 V8 in her with a turbo 350 transmission, automatic. Very nice. Runs and drives nice now. No transmission leaks. We fixed that. That's squared away. So I've gone on to some of the other things on the owner's list. Here we have the hardtop. We have installed our Dynamat, which helps kind of with the sound deadening. A lot of road noise gets in through here, and if you're in a rainstorm, it sounds like people are throwing, you know, rocks at your car as you're driving down. It sounds like you're in a hailstorm instead. Horrible. It's horrible. So that sound deadening will definitely help with that. We got to run out and get our headliner material here next week. Hopefully we'll be doing that so we can get that all headlinered up. There's a couple other things that we're going to do while we're in here. You can see that there's no back glass in this. It's sitting right here. We'll be roping that glass in, which is a fun process. And also, right here, this area, well, this area, it sits against the windshield, the top of the windshield. And it's hard. So it rattles. I didn't like that. When I test drove the car, I didn't like this rattle. It bothered the heck out of me. It comes with the territory on a kit car type thing like this, but we can address this. There's a particular type of kind of foam seal that we'll put across this, which will help mitigate a lot of that. Now, what else have I done? I've done some top work. That's great. One of the other things on the list that the owner would like taken care of, and it's a very important thing these days, seatbelts. She, I guess, ordered these from Sports and Classics up there in Connecticut. Good little company there. If you've never checked them out, nice people. They are reproductions of the Austin Healey style lap belt. Good little reproduction there. I like those. They are in red to help match the red color of the car. To do that, I pulled the seats out. You can see, well, there they are. See, they're gone. They're right back there. Pulled the seats out. We got to find, when you put seatbelts in, you have to find a good location to put the anchor point for the seatbelt. And I have seen far too many times in my life cars with fiberglass floors, like this one, cars with wood floors, like the MGA or the MGT series or pre-war cars like Riley's, Lagondas, stuff like that. I've seen far too many of them have seatbelts put in where whoever installed them just drilled a hole through the fiberglass or through the wood and put the anchor bolt, which is this guy, through there and bolted it down in the hopes that that would hold back the momentum and inertia of a person in a collision. And I'm going to tell you, your seatbelt's being tied to a thin piece of fiberglass or 40, 50, 60, 70, 80-year-old wood. That's not going to end well for you if you get in a car crash. You're going to be in that dashboard or through that window or into that steering column. So I pulled the seats out so that I could find areas where the floor, beneath the floor, are metal structure. I know that this car has those somewhere. And I got to get in underneath and kind of look and poke and prod, and then we'll drill probably up from the bottom side so that we know that we're going straight through the center of a piece of metal into the floor, and then that will be our good anchor point. So that's why the seats are out, so that I have a lot more access to the floors. The other thing that we tackled while we were in here was, well, it's an aesthetic thing for sure, but you know, that's kind of part of this, guys. You know, making sure that the car looks the way you want it to, that's important. So this car, it kind of dates itself sometimes with some of the stuff that's in it. It's got some billet accessories, you know, the shifter's billet, the rear view mirror's billet. It's very 1999, 2000-ish. It's very Boyd Coddington. You know, it's okay. I don't hate all of that stuff, but these guys... This is straight from Fast and the Furious here, guys. There's a pair of Sony Explode speakers direct from Best Buy that were mounted up in the back of this car. Now, they stood out like a sore thumb. There's not a whole lot you can do with this. Original Austin Healey's only had one speaker in them, and it was in the center console right below the dashboard. So what do you do when you kind of want something you either need it to look like it belongs there from the period that the car is trying to represent, or it needs to try and disappear. So we went the disappearing route. That's what we picked. And we hope the owner likes it. She'll let us know, I'm sure. But she now has two basic black mesh grill covers with new speakers back there. They definitely disappear a lot better than those Sony Explode ones. I have a little plan for this because, in all honesty, like, I think they disappear fine. I think they disappear. Like, they certainly hide better than this, right? But in all honesty, I kind of want them to hide a little more. So I tested out some brown paint that I had here to see if I could match the carpet color. And I was going to paint these speaker grills to kind of match the carpet so it really blended in. Nothing I had on the shelf here matched. I'm going to poke around this weekend when I'm at the store and see if I can find another brown that may get closer to this color. If I can, I'll paint these up so that they really kind of blend away. I think that's a good solution, though. I think any way you slice it, they definitely look better than what was there. And so I say that's a win. That's a win there. Good for us, right? We got a lot more to do on that. There's a few things that have to do with safety and getting it licensed and registered. We've got things like the owner and myself included have not found a VIN tag. That's a vehicle identification number. Original Austin Healeys would have had what's known as a commission number or a chassis number because they predate VIN numbers. But that car, being a replica or kit, would have either been issued a VIN number from the state, which should be put on a tag that has a special tag from the state of Missouri or wherever it was built that will have that number on it, and it will be mounted somewhere in the car. Or if it's built or based off of a particular another automobile, it can sometimes be registered as that other automobile. These days, when you register your kit cars, if you've just built them, you can actually register them to the year that the car is trying to represent. So instead of that being registered, let's say that car got finished up in 2003, it being a new production kit car would have to pass 2003 regulations. Now, it was only that way for a little while, but the state changed the law, at least here in Missouri. They changed the law to we can date those cars to the year of the car they're trying to represent. So that could be dated to a 1965 if you want, or 64 if you want to date it that way. That certainly helps out with owners of these cars who are building them or who need them to pass and get registered. Definitely helps out with that. The other way is I think they just issue you a plate that says it's a kit car. So it's just a kit car, whatever. It's fine. Anyway, we've got to get a VIN number or find a VIN number on that, and then have Troop C come out. That's the Highway Patrol for our area here in Missouri. Have them come out and do a VIN identification number or a verification number. Which they're going to look at the title, they're going to look at whatever paperwork you have, and they're going to look at the VIN plate to verify that everything matches and lines up. I'm rambling for sure on that, but that's something that's on our list to try and help the owner kind of work her way through. Anyway, it's on to the next one. Christian has been knocking it out of the park yet again this week. He's done a ton of work on the Jaguar. You see those? You see those things in there? You see them? Those chair-shaped objects? Those are seats. He got them in. Now, he's got to do a little adjustments on them, but I don't know, guys. She looks good. Now, the owner had these reupholstered while they were out of the car. Super awesome. They were done really, really nicely. They look good. They match the rest of the interior, which is important when you do that. With the carpeting and everything, man, they look good. Man, it all looks good. Let's try and zoom in. Let's try and get in there, guys. Let's try and get down in there. Let's see if we can see anything, right? Ooh. It looks good. He did a lot of work on this. I did a little tiny bit of work on this. I did some trunk stuff. I know. It's fun. Over here is the top hydraulics and electronics. Below it is the stereo electronics because, well, it's the only place we had to put any of this stuff. And I'm not happy about having hydraulics above electronics. I'm not happy about it either. But It is literally the only place we could put this. So you either don't have a stereo or you don't have a top. Pick one. You got both. Just make sure nothing blows up. All right? Anyway, I had to move the subwoofer speaker to the trunk area here. So I had to kind of move some wires around and stuff like that and make a cable end so we can put the subwoofer back in. Here she is. She's all done. I think last week I showed you just the carpeted box. I cut the hole, put the AudioSun speaker back in. This is an 8-inch sub. It's wired in parallel, which I'm not sure why the stereo shop wired in parallel, but it's wired in parallel. I wired it exactly the way they had wired it. And I made up these nice vinyl end caps. Now this vinyl matches the rest of the vinyl in the car, but I didn't have like extra vinyl lying around to do this. I actually sent Christian out on a mission, and he found and got I think a yard, maybe a little over a yard, of vinyl that matches the rest of the interior. So super, super awesome. We lucked out on that one. So everything on his sub box will match the rest of his interior, which is certainly head and shoulders above the last guy who covered this, which none of that stuff matched the rest of his interior, but it was close. It still looked horrible, but that's all right. We fixed it. We made it better. So, with that being said, I don't think I have anything else to tell you. Yeah, that's it. That's all I got. Just the 2 cars and some parts stuff. We'll have more for you next week. It's been great, guys. It's been wonderful as always. You have been attentive and paid attention very well. Gold star for the day, everyone. Gold star for the day. Let's meet up next week, Friday again, and we'll talk it all over one more time. So with new stuff. Yeah, with new stuff. I'm not going to repeat the same spiel. I'm going to talk about new stuff. That is all I have. I hope you have a lovely rest of your weekend and a lovely week. I will see you again on Friday. Bye.